Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic and this is another reaction to Nekomonogatari Kuro. It is episode 4, the final one, the last one. So you know what to do. As always, if you want to see the reaction, go down into my description links. There's one link, copy it, replaces circumflex.parts with real dots and enjoy the reaction. Once you've done, feel free to come back here and hear out my thoughts about this episode. So, see you soon. For those that came back, welcome back. That was a charm. That was a great episode. I really liked it. There was so much in it. Not just this huge sword, which is abnormally long. It just makes no sense. But there was a lot more about feelings about... we had a nice fight. Oh, well, it was not really a fight. More like a slaughter. And we came full circle. That's the thing. So let's see where we started off. We started off with Araragi bowing before Shinobu, which was nice. Which was interesting because he asked for her help. I am pretty sure he did not ask for the sword because, as it was explained later on, no one knows about the sword at this moment. It is something specifically designed against aberrations, thus humans don't know about it. Which is a clever way of doing it. I mean, it makes sense. If it doesn't concern you at all, why would you know? So I guess he just asked for her help, and she gave him the sword, thinking he might know how to use it, and he didn't. I asked myself if he could have used it in the proper way, because... she later on swallowed it and then bit and drained the metal cat out of Hanekawa. And I asked myself, thus he has swallowed it later on, if he could have bitten and drained her as well. I mean, it is an option, right? He has kind of small vampire teeth, I think. So, just thinking, maybe he could. He didn't try, so we will never know. So, however, she coughed up this sword after hitting him in the head, which is interesting, which is a nice thing of like, I mean, it changes a little bit the way the two of them behave around each other. It is like a first glimpse on that she has powers as well in this relationship. There were other things in this episode, which I will discuss later on, about the relationship between the two of them. And then we had the pretty long discussion between Araragi and Oshino. And the major thing that was interesting for me, because it's a philosophical thing, it is one with very, very deep thoughts, is the fact that point of view is important in whatever is happening. If you have the situation of the father hitting Hanekawa, not being father by blood, but still being the father, the point of view you are in makes so much difference. So, people don't do stuff without a reason. So the father hitting didn't do it without a reason. Something made him do it. He came to this point. So, when you see it from his point of view, it made sense. It still was wrong, but you may understand why it led to that. If you see it from the point of view of the person being hit, it is completely different. If you are, as example, the mother standing by, or if you are a police officer coming along later on and noting down what happened, everyone has a different point of view because he has different informations, different things he experienced regarding this happening. And all over his life, as example. So, just saying the way you grow up, the way you live, and the things you see, hear, and feel, whatever, you sense during the events that it is about now, makes a completely different point of view. There is, I think to remember that there is a movie, a Hollywood movie about that as well. Something like eight viewpoints, something like that. I forgot the name. which is the same idea that different people see different things while they happen. So just the thing, if you cross the street and you see someone you might be interested or not, and you're walking with, let's say you have a partner, you see different things. You may just see, as example, you're male, you have a girlfriend on your hand, you just see two options there, a nice girl, you know, just a nice girl, nothing specific, or you see a hot girl. So there's already a difference depending on how you tick and what she looks like. So let's say you're completely unaware and you're like, oh, that was just a nice dress, as example. You say, wow, that was a nice dress. She may, just saying may, your girlfriend sees the girl as a direct opponent to her. Possible partner for her friend, you know? So she sees it, in this case, from a very negative point of view. It might be the other way around. You see the girl as a very hot girl, and you're like, that would be a nice one, you know? And your girl is very unaware and just says, oh yeah, she's a nice looking woman, you know? And she's unaware, so both options maybe. Or completely different stuff. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a second, I'll be back. And here we go again. Sorry. So just got a delivery. Where was I? Yes. So point of view is important. In this case, Oshino went further, so he explained more. And that was interesting to me because he did shine a light on some things about Hanekawa, which I wasn't so aware of. I mean, I was kind of aware of, but not to the extreme it goes. So she is someone who's intelligent, but she's very intelligent, extremely intelligent. So, like genius level, possibly even. And she is good, in the meaning of she's a pure and good person, wanting to help others, always doing the right thing, you know? Like that, so a little bit saint-like. Which you might think is a good thing. But he pointed out, and I really like that, because that is I don't know if that was ever pointed out in a series before, that if you are so good and pure, everyone around you just feels bad. I mean, I can understand that. If you have someone who is just nice to everyone, just pure, just a good person, you like this person in the beginning, you know, because he or she is nice to you as well. And then you realize that this person is so perfect, so you start to admire her and everything is fine. And then there's this moment when it becomes dull, when it becomes stressing, because you're like, can't you have like a little darkness? Can't you have like a little mistake? If she's so perfect, how can it be he or she is so perfect and I am not? And there you start with the downward spiral on yourself. The meaning that if you live with someone like that, if you see someone like that from afar, it's okay. Or if it's a, you know, friendship or something like that, it's okay because you just take a step back when it gets too much light. But if you have to live with someone like that under the same roof as the family does here, you get shown constantly that you are not as good as this person is. Which is not by purpose. Hanekawa doesn't do it on purpose. She's not meaning to show her father or her mother that she is better. She just is, you know. And there will be this moment when this gets too much. What I'm having in my mind right now, which shines it out, I think pretty good, is she is like an extremely strong light source. So let's say good people are like a light. And those around them, when you have a light source, then shadows will appear because everything around them is about to have a shadow. The stronger the light, the deeper the shadow, because it gets even darker in there. And that's a problem. If you have someone around, if you are living with people who are more neither your level, you know, your social level, your intelligence level, your educational level, and your goodness level, then you're okay. Because you're one of many, it's okay. You may not be something special, but you're not bad either. So, that if you are living with people who are both sides, who are superior to you in, let's say, intelligence, or who are below you in intelligence in a margin that you realize it, this starts to do things with your brain. And you can't stop that. It's not like it's your choice. It is automatically. Those below you, you may tend to, you are like, I have to help them. You know, you're like, I want to help them to grow. Let's say you're a good person. I want to help them to grow, to get better, to get the best out of what they can do. But if you view it from their point of view, this is looking down. The problem is to see a difference between really wanting to help and, I don't know the English word, befuddling, something like that. So looking down like, oh, you poor one, like that, you know? No one wants to be looked at like that. If someone helps me, just as example, you know, something's going bad in my life, someone helps me, I'm okay if they help me because we are friends. If they are like, man, dude, that's a bad one, I will help you back on your feet. I just want to help you honestly. But if they look at you and you have this feeling of, poor guy, man, he can't do it on his own, like that, you know? That's bad, because you don't want to be looked like that. There we have again this self-awareness, the self-view. Everyone wants to be able to care for himself as good as possible for everything, you know? I want to earn my own money. I want to be able to live my own life alone, doing everything I need to do by my own. When I get older, there are those moments when it will not go anymore. There are people who don't want help then. It's exactly this. So, back to Hanekawa. That's the thing. However, if you have people around you who are superior to you, this is the idea. When you were in school, there were always those who were better, who were like on top of the class always, who are incredibly intelligent, made all their homeworks, were always tidy, you know, always looking, yeah, well, not looking good, but you know what I mean. What do you say about those people in general? Most people of them are not referred to as like, he's so clever. There are some, but most of them in most classes will be referred to like the good doer, the one who's licking the teacher's ass, stuff like that, you know? I don't know the English words for that. In German we say Streber, which means someone who is actively and like fanatically always trying to be the best in everything. And it's not perceived as a positive word, if you know what I mean. It's not a really bad word, but it is not really positive either. It is like this, oh, no, he, you know, like that. So, being superior, it's lonely on the top. That's it. Simply said, it's lonely if you are on top. Because from there, it's only going down. And no one else is beneath you. Because you're on top. You're the number one. That's what Hanekawa is. And it takes a toll socially. And this view by the family. Who is not able to deal with her brightness. With her being good. With her being helpful all the time. Always being Miss Sunshine and perfect. There is this moment... as strange as it is for humans, when we see someone who has a perfect life, who is happy, where everything is good and everything is perfect, whysoever, there is this one nice thing, I think it was from Batman, some men just want to see the world burn. And I don't know why it is, if I see a perfect life, there is for a short moment, what if? What if everything came crumbling down? To my level. There we are again. You're above me. But I don't mean it. I hope you understand that. It's those feelings. So, this is what Oshino was talking about, at least partially. As you see, it triggered a lot in me. And it's good to know that Hanekawa has this special ability. this very clear persona, let's say so. So, however, time to go on. Araragi left with a little bit oversized gardening tool and stated to have a plan. I thought, I mean, instantly, like, I have a plan. Okay, your plan is dying. He said it already before. He would be happy to die for her. So I thought this is at least part of his plan, and it was in the end. Oshino tried to warn him about some stuff, which makes sense. It's interesting to see that those warnings on the one hand were true, but not wanting to take it from him were not so important. When I think about Bakemonogatari, it was very often that Oshino already like foreshadowed stuff that then went wrong. I mean, like, he already tried to help Araragi and Araragi didn't take the help or did not listen enough, you know what I mean. So it wasn't this time. Araragi already had a good plan, a working plan, have to admit it. Well, he lured in Hanekawa by sending a text that he's being followed by a vampire, so he is afraid, and she instantly came in, 30 minutes it was, to help him, to rescue him. So that's the Hanekawa moment, saving a friend, doing the right thing again. And you could see it when she appeared, because for a moment it was clearly her voice. It was completely her shouting out if he's okay, you know? And then she changed. I did not catch the fact that she didn't meow then. So that completely went by. But thank God he pointed it out, and so I was back on the train of understanding what's going on. So there was never really the metal cat taking over. Which is okay. Interesting, which shows once again the power that Hanekawa has. The strength she has. She kind of took over the metal cat. Oh, to be more specific, the metal cat took over for a very short amount of time to drain the parents. And then it was Hanekawa again. And Hanekawa didn't let the metal cat go. So now that's interesting, because we talked about her being so perfect. She realized kind of that being this abomination that she is, she can do things. She can now do stuff she couldn't do before. And I mean, it would mean that she's not perfect anymore, because she's doing bad stuff. But she kind of has an excuse now, and I think that it is. Now she can say, even to herself, it wasn't me, it was the cat. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't Hanekawa. It was Black Hanekawa, which is a different person. I can see this idea. There are those, when we have the option to do something we shouldn't do and we are sure we can get away with it, there's a good chance we will do stuff. It is more likely that we will do stuff we wouldn't do otherwise, you know? So, I can understand that from her point of view, once again. We had a little bit of talking between her and Araragi, where he tried to, I don't know, like console her a little bit, I would say. At least telling her that he understands her position. In the meaning of that he understood that she's too strong and too good, and misfortunate at the same time. The thing that he breaks it down to is reality will never change. So that's more neither, yes, you can play the cat, but that will not change the reality who you are. You're still Hanekawa inside, and somehow you know it's wrong. But especially as much as you do now as a cat, it will not change the reality who you are in yourself. Who the person is that Hanekawa is, and what the world around you is. You cannot change that. You can change small parts, but never reality itself. As can he. He's in at least a bit of a similar situation. He cannot change what happened in the past. Him being partially vampire now. So, and he stated he doesn't feel anything for her, but he will help you because they are friends. There we are in this very complicated and still not very clear for me thing about his feelings for Hanekawa. But I think this is what the main story is. So she stated then, you won't be my hero then. And that's a major thing. So she kind of hoped him to be the hero in shining armor on the white horse to arrive and magically turn everything good. She told him about her problems. So he's one of the not many people who know it, if there are even others. And apart from Ashino. And he is not there to change reality. Because he can't. He wouldn't know how to. The option how to do it, you know, you remember the second thing Ashino wanted to say but didn't. If there would have been this option to clear the problem by solving the family issues somehow, Ashino would have already done it. He would have, I don't know, exercised the parents, whatever. But this is no option. So this is reality. It will happen again. Because Hanekawa is who she is and how she is. Even if they change families, if she goes to someone else, it will be the same problem in the future because she is too good. So he can't do it, and she realizes now he will not be my hero. The dream, you know, just the dream, someone coming, waving a magic stick, and everything is fine. He will not be that one. And then we have this very short, I hate you too. And I might be wrong, and whatever. But in my opinion, that was very close to a I love you too. Because it is not said with passion. It is not said with fire or anything. It is a very calm, like smiling, and it feels more like a synonym. I cannot say that I love you, because if I would say it, then it would become reality, and I cannot deal with that at the moment. I think this is where we are here. And she is in the same position, kind of. They both have other things to care about, to do, so they cannot give into deeper feelings. They may not be ready yet, you know? So instead they say, I hate you. And the I hate you too means I understand where you are. I understand your position. I'm okay with that. In this moment, I think they both agreed on, well, let's not do something now, you know? We are not in the right moment. Which plays into the other series then with Senjugahara and everything else. So, that's that. Then she went into the zone of die. And in the end, I want to die. That's the thing. She was not telling him to die. She was about dying herself. Which is interesting. Because I ask myself if it is Hanekawa saying to herself that she wants to die now. Because I somehow doubt it. Or if she's telling to the cat to die. Which might be an option, you know. Like preparation for the sword. And she jumped him because he was ready. She even asked. There was more neither the cat in this moment. I think it was the cat taking over. She even asked if she can kill him now, and she said yes. I mean, he always said he wanted to die for her, and so she split him in half with one blow, and injured herself by doing so because he had the sword inside. Which once again shows that I'm not very aware of what's happening, otherwise I would have realized that the sword is missing. I think there was like a moment where I was like, by the way, where's the sword? But then the conversation went on. So the sword cut her, which means that the metal cat is about to die, or at least injured. And Hanekawa wasn't aware of this sword because it is hidden from mankind. Hidden, you know, not important, nowhere mentioned. And this brings a very important thing into the light, which Araragi uses instantly. She does not know everything. You know, Hanekawa is about that. She knows it will go back to what it was before, and she can't change it. She can't change reality, and reality sucks. So she's about to, like, I don't want to go back there. There's nothing for me, you know? But there is. She is someone who loves to study, who loves knowledge. And he can just, by the sword as example, point out to her, there are things in this world which you don't know yet, which you don't understand. Why not make this your goal? To learn more, to experience more. And in a way, I think this might be what spurred her on to say that once she did school, she will travel to see the world. It would make sense to learn more about the world. Just an idea. So I like it because he gives her a purpose, which is a good thing. It's and not just a good, it's a major thing. It is one thing to say to someone, going back to people who want to end their lives. It's one thing to say to someone, don't kill yourself. Think about the other people who will suffer. But seriously, apart from their feelings to them, why should he or she care? The thing is, you have to give the person something worth living for. It's not just removing what is bad. You have to have a reason to live. You have to have something you say, I want to do this, I want to do this, and that, and that. You know, the bucket list. So, he gave her something to live for. I think that's a major thing. More than a normal friend would do, you know. And he said why he likes her. Not that he would admit he likes her. Because she didn't pity him after he was vampirized. So he doesn't pity her for the thing with the metal cat. And that's why they're kind of equal. They look at each other in a proper way. No one wants to be pitied. We had that in the beginning of the discussion. And I instantly thought about Shinobu. Because in my opinion, the way he treated her very long time is pity. He did look down on her. He not in a negative way. He looked at her like she's a child. You know? Just because she looks like one. And we had this mentioned by Yoshino that the way you look at an aberration, you treat an aberration, that is how the aberration becomes. What she is then. So he himself is aware that he doesn't like to be pitied, but is doing the same mistake. So this is the beginning of the journey to change that. In this episode, in the beginning, as example, with him bowing before her, so he lowers himself below her for a moment. I think it is a good moment. She kicking him is a way of showing I have power too. And maybe this discussion with Hanekawa started his brain to work when it comes to this. Which, by the way, is, in my opinion, the reason for the helmet as well. Because when you pat someone on the head, you lower this person, you know, just by the gesture. You press the person down. You are above. And you're like, they're there. All is fine. I will care about it. If you handle everything for someone else, this person will never grow. So she got a helmet to make sure he cannot pet her anymore. I like that. That's clever. So, and finally we had Shinobu appearing, handling the situation, and disappearing instantly afterwards. So, that was a power move. I mean, she appeared, she regenerated him, not talking about the fact that you cannot explain to me how clothes and shoes regenerate. Are they part of him? What the heck? But she had a strong moment there, and she didn't, which is interesting, she didn't use it to show off to him. She just did what she wanted to do to cure Hanekawa, and then she disappeared. She could have then made a statement like, see, I'm stronger than you think, something like that, but she didn't. And we have the last discussion then with Oshino and Araragi about what has happened, and it is one last moment to think about for Araragi and to make Oshino understand what this is all about, in the meaning of, do you love this girl? And Oshino thought he does love, I mean, Araragi loves her, loves Hanekawa. And he's like, no, I do not, and I will never love her, which is a strong thing. Just by saying stuff like that, you know there is something. Seriously, who says that? But he stated as well that he's looking for someone else to fall in love with, to have a first love. But she's the one, Hanekawa's the one that made him ready to feel love. So, I'm not sure. It's very complicated, all of that. But it's okay. And this is where we are. One thing, however, that Oshino said stuck. I am your friend. I am your best friend. I mean, if someone says that, that means something. So, doesn't have to mean that Araragi is the best friend for Oshino. But Oshino says, I am your best friend, in the meaning of Araragi perceives Oshino as his best friend. At least that's what Oshino thinks. Seeing that there are not so many other male characters here, can understand that. So that's nice, and it gives me hope to see more of him in the future, because I like him. That's it for this time. That was a nice one. I really liked those four-parter. So in general, when the Nekomonogatari Kuro started, and I realized those were only 4 episodes, and it was in the past. First 4 episodes, I was like, well, that's a pretty short one. Then it is in the past, and it explains the things that happened between Hanekawa and Araragi. So it makes sense it's only 4 episodes. Only. Still a lot. And it did shine more light on all those things that happened. Because, as example about this sword, I didn't know anything. But it so much deepens the relationship between the two of them. The way that Araragi at least sometimes thinks, the way that he and Shinobu came to be, in the meaning of a part of their relationship again. We are still missing part 1, you know, her kind of turning him, and herself becoming this other version of herself. A bit more about the relationship between Araragi and Oshino, although there was not so much in. But it deepened things we already knew. So one might say you can skip those episodes if you just care about the general storyline. Because the general storyline is Hanekawa became the cat, Shinobu bit the cat is gone, Hanekawa forgot it. That's it. Yes. But there's so much more depth in here. It's really nice. I liked it. A lot, by the way. So, that's it for this time. I hope you liked. I did, as always, and I will see you for the next episode, which I will have to check which one it is, but it will be available soon. And until then, please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. My name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye, and out.